everybody. I'm Rikki Smith. Welcome to Faith on Friday Presents.
On Friday, step into what's possible with Rikki Smith.
At Faith on Friday Presents, our goal is to drive motivation by closing the door on the comfort zone, to offer inspiration by showing you what's possible, and to create transformation by challenging those negative and unproductive mindsets. And don't forget, while you're here, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, give us a thumbs up, and share this with your network. All right, everybody. So we've all been there. You know, that place in our head where we hear voices that don't necessarily align with what we believe, think, or want, but they tell us where to go, what to say, who to hang out with, and how to behave. But have you ever thought, there's another way? Maybe we can counter those thoughts into something that makes us more dedicated, more opportunities showing our way, and with better chances of being everything we hope that we would be. Well, today we're going to talk to somebody who's going to talk about those voices and introduce us to the T.A.P and the G.A.P. But first of all, everybody, please say hello to my guest today, Miss Jayna Palmer. Woo! Hi, Jayna. How are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing so good, Jayna. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, we're going to have a really good conversation because as you heard in the intro, we all have these voices in our heads. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But before we jump in, Jayna, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and where you're located.
Say, born and raised in Lincoln, Nebraska. I have traveled to many different states trying to run away from the trauma that I've endured. And after just listening to all those voices, getting back to Nebraska, every time I try to leave, it's like, are you good enough? Can you do it? Or is there really more? And so one day I had to make a true decision. Do I want to live in those voices, or am I going to get up and live in the voice, the one that God created us to be?
All right, girl. She went all the way in real fast. But before we jump into this, you said Nebraska. Do you know that you are the second guest we've ever had on our show from Nebraska?
Wow.
Number
Yeah.
two, because it was so funny. A lot of our listeners know I've lived in Nebraska. I actually graduated from high school at Bellevue West High School in Bellevue, Nebraska.
Yes, that is so interesting because so many people that I run into outside of the states are like, Nebraska,
Yeah,
what's there?
where? I know. It cracks me up. I just love that so much. So now let's get back into this. So you are in Nebraska. You tried to run, but you said you tried to run from your trauma. Is there anything that you can share with us about that?
Yes. So from uh, at a young age, I've had a lot of sexual trauma, unfortunately. But in that, I always wanted to run away, start life over, just like those dreams, the
Mm.
magic. One day I want to whisk away, create a new identity. And so I wanted to just run away state to state. But something always brought me back here. And so it's like, oh, I can't just run away. I
Right.
actually have to process and go through.
Woo, process and go through. And that sounds easier than it is to actually do.
Oh, yes.
So, how did you come to this realization that you're going to have to kind of go through it to get okay? How'd you come to that?
Well, because for so long I lived in the gap, what I call the gap of destruction.
Mm.
So it's what the genie, G for genie, you just want the magical life, you want to be whisked away, all the problems are going to disappear. But you don't actually have to make any changes, you're just waiting for them.
Wow.
And then of avoidance, I would avoid the mirror. I would avoid the
Mm.
truth. I would avoid that little inner voice inside of me saying, there has to be more, there's something else. So I would just avoid it instead of
Yeah.
confront it. And then P, the pride, big girls don't cry. In our culture, you can handle
Yeah.
it. Don't talk about it. just keep everything inside.
Wow.
So that's what I did. I would just let
Mhm.
things pile on, pile on, pile on.
Yeah, you're speaking to a lot of people who do the same things. We
Yes.
struggle through,
Yes.
not to strive, but to survive. And I like what you said, the genie, because I mean, we all grew up with that. The hallmark vision of everything. It was going to be
Yes.
pretty. We were going to meet the person of our dreams walking down the street. We're going to, and cue the snow, and that's so true. And then the avoidance, I love that because some of us are
Mhm.
still doing it.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes, we are.
Yeah, and that's so sad. And then the pride. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yep, never asking for help, never wanting to
Woo.
talk about it because you've been taught not to talk about it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like everything's taboo,
Yeah.
so
And what could
that's
possibly go wrong? Because
exactly.
then when you're going through that, during that gap stage, everything can be a trigger. Is that fair to say?
Everything can be a trigger. I remember just one day walking down the street and I'm like, oh, happy. And then all of a sudden I ran into one of my attackers and like I flipped the switch. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, like yelling, screaming. Like the man
Yeah.
didn't even say anything to me, right?
Right, right.
It just pulled it out of me.
Yeah.
And so it was like, you cannot act like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you're with your children, when you're with people that don't even know your story, right? So then I have kept everything inside, so nobody knows what's going on. I just look like a crazy woman who
Screaming at the top of
literally
your lungs
just
on the
flipped.
street. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. But isn't that the way that triggers work? They don't
yes,
care where you are. They don't care who
nope,
you're with. It
mm-mm.
it it flipped, so let's get it. Now you're in Walmart
Yes,
flipping over displays because there's no cheese. But that wasn't you never know. So you
yes.
moved past that, and then you got to a place that you call tap. I love this. Explain this one to us.
Mm. Tap is T, truth. You have to tap into truth. For me, that is definitely God, Jesus,
Mm,
the Word. You
mm-hmm.
have to tap into what He says about you
So
because
good.
that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to tap in, you have to learn the Word.
Yeah.
And then A, you actually have to acknowledge it. You have
Woo!
to acknowledge the harms. You have to
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge what you've been through. Because the one thing so many people kept me fearful of is that you get to be honest with God, right?
Yeah,
you
that's
so
so
you
true.
can acknowledge what you've been through and it's okay to express those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And then P, you have to pivot. You have to pivot from those patterns that were keeping you stuck and pivot into your purpose.
Woo!
And so it's like you have to tap in
Mm-hmm.
order to close that gap. And there's
I
no
love
way
that.
around it.
I love that. To close the gap, you've got to tap. Yeah,
Yes,
I do that kind of thing. You know how you do. So, Jada, let
I
me ask
love
you,
it.
when you went from the gap to the tap, did you do this on your own or did you have help? Was there accountability? How did you get to that space?
Well, I had went through a lot of healing. I did go through counseling to make sure that, one, when you're hearing other people's voices and wanting that
Mm-hmm.
genie life, it's like,
Yeah.
is this truth? Is this not truth? At one time, I was actually told that I wasn't assaulted at one point
Wow.
by an authoritative figure. So when
Mm-hmm.
a police officer tells you something, you're like, do I believe it? So I went to therapy to actually go through the full processing of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that when that counselor was like, she was like, yes, you actually were attacked because I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but that
Mm-hmm.
kept me in the destruction. I didn't know what was
Yeah.
real, what was false, because I'm just listening to everybody else's
That's
voice.
so good. Because you heard in the intro, the voices that we hear in
Mhm.
our head. And we're not talking about the clinical voices, y'all, so calm down. But basically the things you tell yourself.
Yes.
You said that you at one time avoided the mirror.
Mhm.
Talk to us about that. That's horrible.
It was like because I was told from all the other voices, oh, you're ugly, you'll never amount to anything. Shut
Hmm.
up. like one time I was doing karaoke. Nobody's supposed to sound good doing karaoke, okay? That is my belief.
Okay.
But somebody came and took the microphone away from me, pushed me off the stage, and said, "Don't you ever even attempt that again." And
Wow.
this, and I was just like standing there, like, we're in a whole crowd. We're in a, bar
Oh,
full of people. Like, this isn't just like a one-on-one thing.
yeah.
And it was my family, a family member. And
Hmm.
so that's where the pain hurts most, not from
Sure.
strangers, but those around us.
Yeah.
And so it was like, wow, you're not even worthy to do that. Now, I know I am not the greatest singer, but don't tell me like this is not professional karaoke. Like, I've
Yeah.
never met professional karaoke. And
Mm.
so it was like just little things like that echoed the lies that were already told.
Yeah.
So I went into silence even more.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
it's like
horrible. And
horrible.
and like you said, it's not so much the strangers that do it to you, it's the folks that are close to you. The
Yes.
folks that you believe and hope and trust will be on your side to be your support.
Yes.
And they're the ones that come and kick you in the face. And then here
Yes.
you are out here, figuring out what do I do. So then how did you go through with therapy? And I am a huge proponent of some therapy, y'all. Get some, like glasses,
Yes.
aspirin, and your insulin. Get a good therapist. It's important because some of the stuff you can't do on your own. But I like what you said, when you find the truth of God's word, because
Yes.
God already told you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He already
Yes.
told you that you are strange and peculiar people. He already told you that you're my friend, that I died for you. I'm here for you. There's nothing that anybody can say to you that will take you from me. How did
Yes.
you reconcile that truth with what you had been hearing for such a long time?
I found out the meaning of my name. Um,
Okay.
I say I'm a part of a different community called Dunamis Woman, and they taught me the meaning of my name in
Mm.
this greatness class. And my spiritual meaning means beloved. I
Mm.
was like, God, you got jokes, right?
Right.
So I was like, you can't change that identity,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
no matter what I was believing, here's the truth is so much so that it's my name. It's the
Oh,
meaning of my
wow.
name.
That's
And
so good.
so it was like, wow, though everything else is a lie. And I
Mm-hmm.
just started with that. And it
Yeah.
was rooted in my very name.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Oh, that's
learning
so good.
what that meant, it was like God started speaking to me and I
Mm.
was able to dig into his word more. So I pulled out all the promises and the love and I started
Mm-hmm.
learning the real definition of love
Yeah.
because so
It's a
many
real
people
thing.
think it's transactional or if you do this, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I was taught that love was a fight,
Mm.
that it was okay to tear each other down, bring
Yeah.
each other
Mm.
down. And I had to stop that. I actually learned, wow, no, the truth about the verse, love is patient,
Yeah.
love is kind, because
Mm-hmm.
that's not anything that I had thought what love was.
Sure. I think that is so good to hear because so many people are dealing with it right now and
Yes.
trying to get to the tap. They're still working through the gap and they're trying to get there. So let me ask you, Jayna, this all happened overnight, right? You decided to change and it was done, right? Because that's what we want.
Absolutely not.
Right?
It has been a journey
Yeah.
because even it was like I was still abusing myself even
Mm.
after I left the abusive
That
relationship.
is huge. That is huge. Yeah, that's good.
So no, this has been a journey going on for since 2021 is when
Mm-hmm.
I actively took the responsibility back
That's
in
so
my
good.
hands.
Yeah.
So it's like that is a journey because it's 2026.
Yeah.
And no, it's something you have to work with every day. You have
Mm-hmm.
to tap in every day. It's not one time and it's definitely not overnight. It's a
Yeah.
process.
It's a
That's why
process.
the acknowledgement is so important
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you have
wow.
to acknowledge this is where I was, this is where I am, and
Mm-hmm.
this is where I want to be.
Yeah. I think there's someplace there should be a tag And that G needs to stand for grace because in this process of a thing, it takes time.
It
Give
does.
yourself some grace because there are going to be days that it's going to literally like start all over again. Is that fair to say?
Oh, definitely. Say
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Every single day could be a battle. Then you can go but that's what the Genie process was, right? The
Yeah.
G and the gap, because
Mm.
we think that, oh, this will just happen overnight. I
Hmm.
leave, then this is going to happen.
Right.
Or, oh, I'm just going to wake up and magically all of that crap is going to
Everything
be gone.
amazing, right? We wish. I know, and I think that's where a lot of people falter. They don't give themselves enough grace. They don't realize it is a process. This does not happen overnight. And
Yes.
and if it did happen overnight, we probably wouldn't appreciate it as much. It's
It's so true.
when you have to struggle through and you look back and you go, "Whoo, I did it. It is
Yes.
done. I'm okay." I love that. Let's switch gears a little bit, Jayna, because what are you doing now? Talk to us a little bit about your business. What's it called?
Say it is called By Faith Jayna K LLC.
Okay.
Say, and that is the name I decided to go with because I journeyed into the unknown. I had no idea what I was doing. No, no idea. And so it was like everything I did was a step through faith.
Yeah.
So I do spoken word poetry, and
Oh, okay.
I love doing that in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, guess what, y'all? I sing karaoke in the park.
Uh-oh.
If you
And
don't
dare
like it,
somebody to come up
keep
here,
on
right?
moving.
That's right. Keep it pushing. I love it. So
Yes,
you actually do spoken word as well.
yes, yes.
You know, Jayna, I'm gonna have to put you on the spot. Do you have a little something you could share with us right now?
Oh goodness, let me see. Well, let's see if I could go with the flow.
All right.
Right? So by faith, by faith isn't by, oh my goodness, no, I can't. Okay.
That's okay. It's all right, y'all. It's my fault because I put her on the spot. Because anybody that says
I'm
they
not
can, I think
prepared.
they should.
You're gonna have me go practice some new skills here.
That's hey, be ready. You ain't got to get ready. I'm just putting it out there, but that's okay. So, Jada, let me ask you, what is it that you do in your business right now? Who do you help?
I help women that have overcome trauma and they're not exactly where they're sure, but they know that they're no longer going back.
Oh, that's so
So
good.
it's not, you're no longer in the decision stage of, am I going to stay? Am I going to go? It's now, I'm going,
All
but
right.
how do I get there?
Yeah, that's so good. I love that. So, Jenna, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, finish this conversation, or work with you, where's the best place for them to find you?
Right now, Facebook is the best place to find me.
Okay.
Say Facebook or LinkedIn, but it's by Faith Jayna K. So, and Jayna K, there is a space in between there because some
Okay.
people like to splice it together. So just look me up. I am a public profile, and that is the best way. Reach out, DM me. I'm also on LinkedIn under Jayna K Palmer. And you can also reach out there. And actually, that's how I met you, Rikki, is
Yeah.
through LinkedIn.
That's
So
right, exactly. See, y'all, LinkedIn works. But
it
don't worry,
does.
everybody. If you guys did not get all of Jana's contact information, everything's going to be in the description below. And don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and share this with your network. Jana, my friend, before I let you go, we're going to have to play a game.
All right.
This game is so simple. It's called This or That. I'm going to give you the choice of a few things, and you, my friend, just tell me which one you like the best. Are you ready to play?
Yes, I am.
Let's do this.
This or that, this or that. Make your choice. No looking back. This or that.
All right. Clothes. Iron it or hope the wrinkles fall out in the car?
Hope the wrinkles fall out.
I'm not mad. I love it. All right. Pizza. Eat the crust or leave the crust?
Ooh, I have to eat the crust.
I know, right? I don't get the non-crust people. I don't
It's like it's
understand
the
that.
best part.
That's what I'm thinking, but what do I know? All right, show up on time or fashionably late?
Always on time. It's switched. I used to always be late, but
Really?
since started walking in my purpose, I want to be there on time, ready.
Ready to do what you do. I like
Yes.
that. All right, slow dance or shake that thing?
Ooh, shake that
All
thing.
right. That's so good. Okay, morning person or night owl?
Ooh, night owl.
Okay, so you're not going to bed till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Mm-mm.
Girl,
It's
get
like I
your
get my
sleep.
best work after the kids went to sleep. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm used to that, even though they're adults. So that
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather be up at night.
Yeah, that's so good. And finally, my friend, if you could be if you could be the one person that somebody would want to meet, what would be that reason for them wanting to be with you?
Because I choose truth over excuses. So that
Wow,
part.
clock that. Ooh,
Mhm.
truth over excuses. I love it. Jada, my friend, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to see you again and talk some more.
We absolutely will. All right, everybody, that's it for this week, but we'll be back next week with more Faith
Step
on
into
Friday
what's
presents.
possible.